All right. Good evening, good afternoon. I'm just gonna do a quick recording here just to send to you guys for the weekend. I know it's currently 9 p.m. over here and it's 10 p.m. Eastern. Just finished with class. I said, let me do this recording quickly and send it out to you guys. So I'm gonna break this down into like 5 different recordings. I'm gonna try to chop it up, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is just provision 2 servers quickly. We pretty much know how to do that in this class already, right? By now, we're going to be setting up 2 separate servers, 2 EC2 instances. We're going to create it quickly. And we are going to, and inside the server, I'm going to do what we call bootstrapping, right? So I know we haven't been using that terminology lately, or we haven't used it in class at all. But pretty much the purpose of bootstrapping is just I have these 2 user data that I'm going to bootstrap into the server. And the purpose of that is I don't want to go into the server and start, typing some commands. So I want to, already have a series of commands together. It's a bash script. I'm going to put it into the server during the creation process. And when the server comes on, it's supposed to have exactly what I need in it. So that purpose is bootstrapping. It's you having a series of commands, a series of steps as far as what you want the server to do. You put it into the server, and when the server comes into running state, it already have that steps in it. So what user data am I using here? So here is the user data I'm using. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but so here is the user data that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using is 2 separate user data. I mean, they pretty much means the same thing. Pretty much is just series of commands that we normally type in the server in the first place, right? So I'm doing the sudo yum update on each server, sudo yum install Apache, startup, and enable it. And inside there, I'm also passing in some set of instructions. I'm saying go ahead and echo AWS Solutions Architect rules, testing my ALB server 1, and user data, which is going to reveal my host name. And it's going to push that command, whatever code, it's going to push it into the var HTML and index.html file, right? So that will cover the first step. The second step is just ALB, all right? You guys already know how to create an ALB. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I'm just going to create an ALB without the certification attached to it. Then I'm going to create a Route 53. We already know what Route 53 is. Then CloudFront and also a certificate manager, right? The purpose of all this is to, first of all, understand the purpose of highly available fault tolerance environment. Not just that, but also the DNS solution, also CloudFront distribution across the world for easy connection. And we're going to actually test this out. And of course, how to ensure that your website or your application is secured using Amazon Certificate Manager. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to log into my AWS console. And here is my AWS console. So I'm going to go into my EC2, go to search right here, and I'm going to deploy 2 separate servers in 2 separate availability zones. And here is how I do that. So to do that quickly, I'm going to be very quick with this. I don't want to waste too much time. I'm going to go ahead and launch server 1. I'm just going to call this server 1. And just like that, it's going to be Amazon Linux. I will choose the Amazon Linux 2 here. And this is going to be a T2 micro. matter of fact, let me make, yeah, T2 medium. Let me use a T2 medium. I need something faster. All right, and this is gonna be, I'm gonna be using my, existing key pair. I'm not creating a new key pair. And of course, my VPC, demo VPC. The first one is gonna be in the public subnet one, the first server that I'm creating. I'm gonna enable public IP, select your existing key pair. Sorry, your security group, class demo, and that's it. But I need to go a little further because remember, at the beginning of this recording, I said I need to bootstrap this server. So how do we do that? So we go to advanced detail. If we come all the way to the bottom, you see where it says user data, it's optional. It says upload a file with your user data or enter it here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and enter it there. So I already have my bootstrap for my first server one. Copy this, and I'm gonna share this with you guys, just in case you want to follow along. Just like that, nothing needs to be done. And do not click this, please. Do not check this box. It's not gonna work if you do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and launch that server. And while that is launching, I'm gonna go back to Ec2 and gonna launch the second server. I don't wanna waste time here. I'm gonna call this server 2, right? And the same process, Amazon Linux for now. Then I'm gonna choose the Amazon Linux 2. It's kind of slow today. I don't know what's going on. Change to a different one, to small. Key pair, use the key pair. Network, choose your VPC. Put this in a public subnet too. And we're gonna enable this. And of course, select your existing key pair. And nothing else to do here. Go back to advanced and scroll all the way down. That second user data. We're gonna open that up. And I'm gonna paste that there, right? And at this point, I'm gonna launch the server. So right now, in a few seconds here, I should have 2 servers running coming up. One is server 1 and one is server 2. Okay. So because I've bootstrapped these servers, right? Like this one is running. If I click on this and take this public IP and put it on the browser, I should have some message coming up, right? Boom, right there. So you can see it says AWS Solutions Architect rules testing my ALB server 1, right? With the user data also revealing the IP address, the private IP address of the server. You can find out the private IP address is 10.0.1.129. You go to that instance, you see that's the private IP. So it's definitely getting to that server. Now let's check the other server out. This one is 10.0.2.10. And I'm going to just copy the public IP, open up the new tab, enter, and yep, and that is also working, server 2. So that is the purpose of user data. You're pretty much bootstrapping your server at this point, right? So it's a little bit different from what we're used to, creating an A server and creating an AMI, but it's still the same. You're still getting to the same thing. So as you guys can see, guys, we have server 1, server 2. Now I want to check something, and I want you guys to really keep this in mind. But before I do that, I want to create a load balancer first and pull this server in one single load balancer. And what is the purpose of that? So what I'm going to keep on doing here is I'm going to keep on hitting refresh. And you see, this is only, the traffic is only pointing to one server here. I mean, nothing is changing, right? And I'm going to keep on hitting refresh here. It's still server one, right? But wait until you see when I pull this into a load balancer. And this is the purpose of a load balancer. And mind you, these servers are in two separate availability zones at this point, all right? So I'm going to stop the video here. We've already accomplished the first portion of the recording. The next version of the recording, you guys will get to see how the load balancer is created. Then I will demonstrate how traffic is getting flow between those two servers. So just to give you an idea of what I'm about to do. So let me open this up. So here's what I just did. I created these two servers. They're in two separate availability zones. A user can access each server with just the IP address. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull these two servers into a load balancer. So those two traffic, as far as whenever a user wants to access my application, it's going to go flow through the load balancer, and we're going to test it out. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording and restart again. So